Sapelo Island, off the coast of Georgia, is being threatened by development. Brian Cabell tells us rules designed to protect it may be hurting some of the island's inhabitants.
11 miles long and 2 to 4 miles wide, Sapelo Island is a world unto itself. This long, low strip of land is reachable from the mainland only by ferry boat a few times a day. A superficial glance reveals only a salt marsh at first, but look closer, even beyond the frolicking seagulls, and you'll spot the alligator at leisure in the freshwater pond, the egret searching for his next meal, the duck searching for its meal, the tiny crab busy with his labors, the marsh hen scrubbing herself, the tiny white-tailed deer skittering away from the intrusion of man. There's not only a vast unspoiled marsh here on Sapelo, but also a forest as well, an enchanting canopy formed by live oaks, birches, pines, all draped in Spanish moss. And yes, there is a beach here on Sapelo Island, an expansive, sandy, pristine beach. Except for an occasional tour group passing through, there's rarely more than a handful of people here. The people who live here permanently in the community of Hog Hammock, and there are fewer than 70 residents, are descendants of freed slaves who used to work the land. They're people like Alan Green, the 88-year-old nimble-fingered basket weaver who still speaks in the West African dialect of Gullah. How long have you been making baskets for?
Since 1918. Could you call you figure that out? 1918.
We figure he's been working his craft for 77 years. Over that time, life has changed little here on the island until recently. But now the Georgia Department of Natural Resources, which owns most of the land and governs all of it, says too many outsiders are coming in, building too many houses, bringing in too many mobile homes and vehicles.
Slowly but surely, we were seeing the Hog Hammock community just a road away in front of our eyes.
The commissioner has now ordered a moratorium on new vehicles and homes on Sapelo. He'll consult with residents, he says, before imposing permanent rules that he insists will be fair. There are skeptics.
What we don't want to do is discourage our young people from coming back, and the effect has been to discourage people.
They may be discouraged if they can't find work. Larry Johnson, who's a carpenter, has just returned to Sapelo, but a moratorium on bringing new building supplies to the island means little work, little money. The government, he says, may force him away from his home.
I really don't think there's no reason in at the state. I think they're going to do what they want to do anyway.
Which doesn't help you.
Which doesn't help me.
Gibbs Green, a part-time resident, is angry too. He can't bring his truck to Sapelo under the moratorium.
Truck, a $300 truck, just to get over here to ride around in.
State officials insist the new permanent rules, when they take effect in the fall, will not penalize the permanent residents on Sapelo. They will simply protect the island's character.
I grew up here. If I leave home, I always start thinking about it, and I said one day I'm going to come back, and I came back. And I hope to stay here, die here.
The residents of Sapelo Island are straddling the past and the present. Governmental rules and conflicts are foreign to them. They've always been comfortable on their narrow, isolated strip of land in the Atlantic, away from congestion and noise, at peace with the land and the wildlife around them. Brian Cabell, CNN, Sapelo Island, Georgia.